Oh. Oh my god.
Next. Same. Good morning, everyone. My name is Khadka. Yesterday my presentation was kind of bad, so today I'm here again to talk about.
Yesterday my presentation was kind of bad.
That's the topic of my presentation. So the whole article is summarized or not fully, but it is pretty much fall under on these 5 points that I have made. And they are number one, what do men do? Number two, is the role of managers changing? Number three, managers are everywhere. How managers matters? And number five, how do managers make a difference? So today I'm gonna do my best to start some journey to see how politics has showed us what managers do. Let's quickly talk number one.
Oh my god.
What do managers do? So before going any further, we should know what is managers. Manager is someone who is responsible for planning, organizing, and directing, and writing resources to achieve a specific goal. So what do managers do? Research, as you can see, research has given us a current evidence that what managers do. And the most common thing that managers have done, as you can see, is that what managers do? First, you can see manager plans, and not just plan. Manager organize and implement those plans, as well as manager monitor the goal, as well as manager also evaluate those goals. And lastly, but not least, manager directing goal. That means manager control and guide the employee. So we can see that it says that in short, managers oversee projects, ensure that business are working effectively and are responsible for ensuring that right teams are in place. So it means that manager is the professional individual that take part in a leadership role in an organization and is responsible for guiding their team in the right path. So is the role of managers changing? Let's find out. It says that the role of managers has changed in the last couple of decades from boss to coach, from discipliner to motivator, and from dictator to team builders. The forces that have driven these changes are the acceleration of business space and the working environment. So, as we all know that time has changed drastically, and the market these days are no longer confined into a specific territory. It's because people have become more knowledgeable in their own domain than ever before. So the market has become fiercely competitive. So in order to survive, the company requires a manager who can remodel their work and shift their focus from comfort zone to the new and emerging of market and the trends of management. They need a manager who can adapt to a new environment, of marketing world time after time. An American researcher of management, Jim Collins, in 2011, has identified that a manager not only needs to have people on the right bus, but today manager needs to have the right people on the right bus, in the right seat, at the right time, at the right cost, and 2 or 3 people waiting on the bus line. And for each seat, manager required flexibility and stability and creativity. So that's why the role of manager are changing, because due to flexibility and dynamism are found in present environment. Okay, we can see it says the manager are everywhere. Number 3. So managers are everywhere. So it is presented in every point of our life. There are so many examples of managers being present all around us. Consider a working woman who has to manage her both household work and her office work together. And for example, you can say to ourselves, as well, who has managed both his student work as well as his teacher work. In the day-to-day life, we have to manage people having different behavioral traits. And we also manage our family members too. From management, employee to a boss is another example. So for a manager, the most important thing that he or she need is to have the interest to do a certain work. So if any manager thinks, so if a manager thinks of any work as a burden, so he or she cannot be able to manage it properly. Being a manager, it actually tests our intellectual capability and the accessibility as well as our creative capacity. Uh, for example, in China there was a family member of 100 people, and in the member the oldest person was dying. So the king came in. So the king came in to ask and meet him, and he asked him that how they were able to live together peacefully for so many years. The man simply could not speak because due to his disease. So he was given a paper to write and to write the answer, and he wrote just one thing but 100 times. And I don't know what he wrote, but that just shows, that shows his very capacity of writing one thing 100 times and the adjustability of living together in a large number of people for so many years. So many years. So thus we can say that manager can be found in all of us in a certain way. Number four, sorry. How managers matters. We can see that it says that research has given some evidence that helps to know that how managers matters, and some of the points are given below. And number one, great managers empowers through intrinsic motivation. So it means that the best managers tap into our intrinsic motivation of their teammate by helping people feel they're inspired and motivation to bring up their great ideas to work every day. They tap into our intrinsic human motivation by creating such a high level of autonomy, purpose, and instead of focusing on punishment or reward like bonuses. And number two, managers build trust and drive creativity. So back in the day when Google launched its product into analyzing what makes a successful team, they found out that it's not about the skill of an individual teammate or the strategy or vision. So what they found out is that actually the successful team had one thing surprisingly in common, and that was the higher level of a trust. So teams where people felt okay asking questions and staying beyond their zone of expertise to collaborate and making mistakes were the most effective team. And this kind of trust is known as a psychological safety, because it is not just the key of a strong culture, but learning and innovative management will not happen without it. Being creative is all about being prepared to be wrong and to make a mistake, but it's tough to risk to make a mistake in a team that can be said as a judgmental or it focus on the work of perfection. So that's where that's the part where manager comes, and that's the part where manager can normalize learning and encourage a higher level of trust, and in doing so drive a higher level of creativity and trust. And number three, great managers navigate change. So great managers matters. Great managers really matters because aside from their day of running a successful business and having the most productive and successful team, they can lead a company through some changes which are very essential to help them to survive. So now it's very important because navigating change is navigating change helps the company to stay relevant in the landscape in the competitive landscape that are changing day by day. And research has shown that even the successful and the most well-run company ultimately fails due to their managers sticking to their same status quo and the policy. Number four, great people demand great managers. So, lastly, the single biggest thing that we focus on the people craft of management is that great people demand great managers. So, talented, highly motivated, and highly performing teammates have so many options for their career, from working somewhere else to striking out their own. In choosing to stay in their current workplace, the teammates are making a bet on their current manager that that can support and grow their career better than their next alternative. And you may have heard the line this before. People leave managers, not companies. So this isn't just saying because Gallup, a management consulting company, has found out that 50% of Americans have left their job to get away from their parents, not parents, managers. Okay, managers at some point in time in their career. So it means that great people will simply leave the manager if they don't if they don't get the need of their career growth, high performance, and the coaching. So, but on the other hand, managers who take care of their teammates and are very effective in supporting their career growth can make a major difference in their retention and the outcomes. Okay. Okay, five. How do managers make a difference? Managers make a difference because not all the managers are good and not all managers are bad. So it says the results have shown the impact that the managers creates. Okay, sorry, it's wrong. So what it says that results have shown that the impact that manager creates depends on the manager itself. Throughout the year, some of the points that a good and bad managers do have are listed below. So what is that makes a bad managers? And some traits of bad managers include number one, they lack the ability to deliver constructive criticism. So what does that mean? In order to keep the moral high and the motivation, the manager should always praise their teammate no matter the circumstances. But bad managers are most likely to focus on the negative aspect more than the positive aspect. They are unavailable. So bad managers do not make the priority to be available for their teammate while solving their questions and answers and moving project along. So bad managers schedule themselves on their own solo tasks and excuse themselves for vital team meetings. And number three, they are clueless. So not keeping up to date. Not keeping up to date of their work and their teams can be a major problem for a company. So the bad managers, the bad managers simply doesn't go extra mile or extra length to educate themselves on relevant topics. So they aren't able to answer the question that the teammate may have. So what is that makes a good manager and some traits of a good manager include? No one praise the positive. So a good managers always encourage their teammates by praising their work no matter the situation they are in. And it is very important because encouragement to their teammates helps to do their job as best as they can. And number two, lead by example. So a good manager don't necessarily need to be the first one in and the last one out in the office each day. They can lead an example by getting things done and doing their best as they can. When the boss is working hard, so it automatically encourages the manager, the teammates to do their best as well. And number three, ensure a fair distribution of work. So all good managers should always know the importance of tuning with their team workload. By having a good understanding of their team workload, a good manager can plan effectively and act accordingly to help their teammate when they are needed. So conclusion is that according to the article, after a half century of research, we now have some fair ideas about what managers do and what managers work in general. So what managers work in general, and the answer is obviously yes, that the manager matters in so many ways, and the effects that they have on the people. But the main idea or the central theme of the article is that how little we do know about the world of managers and its management, and given all the time of preaching, it shows us how to do it as well. And by saying this was, I would like to conclude my presentation.
Dehil ka lagi dia. Ini ya.